Hello. Hey, family. So I'm sitting here at UPMC. I just got done visiting Ty. I also was able to talk to the head neurointensive doctor for Tyree, Dr. Elmer, about questions I had in going forward. To skip a bunch of medical terminology as we went back and forth and different things, we are waking Tyree up. I am 100% okay with this decision. I initiated it, and everything that I studied about this whole thing was everything that they already talked about, and it makes me even more confident in my decision. But I'm like 100%. So we're waking Tyree up. It'll take about 1 to 2 weeks to get the phenobarbital totally out of his system. That is the heavy duty seizure med. To give you a little background to why I'm making this decision. So, come to find out, I got a little more information on his cardiac arrest that happened. They did 10 minutes of CPR, but he was he had a pulse most of the time. Come to find out. He went pulseless for a few seconds or so. They kind of overdid it with the CPR. This is what coming from one of the aides, just to make sure. But when they did his blood test, there's a special blood test and stuff that you do after a cardiac arrest to see how much lack of oxygen has went to the brain and different little things. And I will get back to you with the name of that test. It's on here. I wrote it down. Point being, Tyrese was normal, as if nothing had happened. Okay. His blood lactate level was normal, which is 1.4. And this is within 3 hours of the cardiac arrest and everything. And he was there. Dr. Elmore was there. They did not think, they thought, oh, okay, everything came back normal, this and this and that. He's going to be fine. They were very surprised when they put the EEG on and seeing seizure activity because he did fine. Then they started treating him for seizures. Let me tell you one thing. Thank God I did my studying. When it comes to EEGs and seizures, they don't really know what a seizure looks like. Let's start there. And I had to do my research on it, and I had questions about it. He said, he's like, so I got to go to level 3 with you. I said, yes, you do. He said, to be honest, we don't know. We have speculation of what we think seizures look like from a point scale. And if they think it's over this 0.2 or whatever scale, then they call it a seizure. But it's not for sure if that's really what it is. Tyree is in this gray area to where doctors basically make decision on their own discernment and feelings on what they think a seizure looks like. And so Tyree's in a gray area to where he could be and he could not be having seizures. He said most of the things that are happening with Tyree are not seizures, but they meet their, quote, seizure protocol, which is arbitrary. So, and with that being confirmed, because I was studying, I'm like, this is not, nope. I said, take my baby off that EEG. And he said, I agree. Because the thing is this, if we keep Tyrese continuously sedated on high doses of seizure medication and sedation, he will die. It's not good. He's immobile. If we take Tyree off of take him off of sedation and just treat his seizures generally with general seizure medication, he could live and be fine. Everything they see on the EEG was just brain function at different levels because he's sick and different things are going on. And so that is the decision I made. He will not be sedated. We're going to take him off, and then we'll be able to see cognitively where he's at. Because I remember, I'm going to try to make this short. It's going to be kind of a long short. But I remember when Ty had EEGs before, and there was lots of things going on with EEGs. And depending on who's watching it, they can call it a seizure or not. They never called it seizure, and Tyree was fine. this doctor, who Dr. Elmer's physician assistant, is an expert in this rare disorder, and he sees it that way, but it's not guaranteed. And so I know who is guaranteed: the Lord. And so if the Lord will make the final decision on where his cognitive status is, that's where we're at. It's arbitrary. So we're taking the EEG off today. They're starting to take him off the phenobarbital. We're going to wake him up and see actually what's happening with Tyree in his brain, especially since the cardiac arrest did not have the effects that they thought. They said 10 minutes of CPR cardiac arrest is nothing compared to stuff. So here we go there. And the fact that his scans after the cardiac arrest all came back normal. His CT scans, nothing happened to his brain. It was all caution that they did all this. Second thing, another thing. So what that means is, sorry, it'll take 1 to 2 weeks to get the phenobarbital out of his system totally. During that time, he will be continuously monitored all the time for any type of decline. Tyree's vitals are stable. Tyree's chest scan is stable. His pneumonia is clearing up. Everything's not. Tyree's not even on blood pressure medication anymore. Tyree's blood pressure is better than mine. It's 121 over like 68 or something. So what we're going to do now, so basically that's where we're at. I feel like I lost my train of thought. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to pull it together here. Pray that everything that the EEG saw was just not what it is, not what they think. They don't know. They're assuming. They can't really make a clear diagnosis if he's having seizures. But this neurointensivist said that when he sees on the EEG, it's not seizure activity. He has a little bit, but they just see any high activity, they call it a seizure, but he doesn't think it's seizure activity. So pray that when Ty starts waking up, that he's back to where we left him, because there's nothing else there. There's nothing there in their studies to say that Tyree has all these bad things going on. I love you guys. I am 100% confident with this decision, and I have 100% hope and faith that God is going to bring Tyree right back to where we left off. So that's it. I'm going to send this video to other family and friends so I don't have to keep going back and forth. And we're going to wake up and we're going to see what God can do and what Tyree does. I truly believe that Ty is okay. He just needs to wake up. One more thing I'm going to say before I go. Remember the whole Narcan episode when he had that and we're like, oh my God, it was the worst thing ever. But when they Narcaned him, it took everything out of his system. Tyree was not fully awake before that. When everything came out of his system 24 hours later, I come the next day. They tell me they're getting him in a chair, go down for lunch. For 30 minutes, I come back up. Tyree is screaming his head off, acting crazy, because he totally woke up. He had nothing in his system, and he was fine. And then not only did he wake up, the doctor told me he will not talk, he won't do this, he won't do that, he won't do this, and he was doing everything. Trust and believe that's going to be the outcome. I truly believe it. I truly do. And just for that little, the practical 1% of myself that says it could go the opposite way, I am still confident that my husband will be brought into Jesus on that side of heaven and he'll still be okay. But trust and believe, I think it's on this side of heaven. And we're going to grow old and spread his gospel throughout this whole place. Because the doctor told me that not only is the whole team on it, he's affected everyone on every floor of this hospital, and it is spreading, that everyone is talking and weighing in on Tyree's diagnosis and what they should do. It's not just his team. Everyone has a say-so, and it's spreading to the other doctors, nurses, and CNAs. Our story, our God, our gospel of what Tyree And what God is doing in Tyree's life has affected 7 floors of this hospital to where he has all those people advocating for him. I'm done. I love you guys. Thank you for your support, and I'll talk to you later.